So welcome everyone to our Thursday night, basically sharing what is going on with Elevacity. Why are people so fired up? What are people excited about? What is this thing all about? And guys, why am I excited? It really boils down to the fact that now 9 months ago, I was in a place in my life which was not the most empowering state. I went through a 3-year sickness, and with that sickness, income went down. I went from making a very strong, significant income to getting behind on many different things. With that came depression. You know, when you go with, I lost my dream boat. I basically was behind on my mortgage. My credit went from an 800 something score down into the 5s. So to say I felt a little disempowered is an understatement. And a friend of mine shared something with me, basically coffee. And I was sitting here going, coffee, really? If you're like me, when you heard about coffee and how coffee can make you happy, you were probably a little skeptical, just like I was. And what happened was I said, well, it's really affordable. I'm going to try it. So I ordered the coffee and the Xanthamax. And we have a 3-minute video, which I did not figure out how to download to do this right before because I've been on the road all day. But there's a 3-minute video that explains exactly what the coffee is and what it does and why it works. So I'm going to have to do it for you and screw it all up, which is going to make everybody else feel so much better that you don't have to know any of this stuff because it's just coffee. So I'm going to keep this really simple without going into a whole bunch of details. But imagine being able to put this in your cup, stir it up, and within 15 minutes feeling a sense of energy, focus, clarity, and just all around well-being that just feels amazing. Couple that with our Xanthamax, which we call the happy pill, because it took me probably 6 months to be able to pronounce it. I just call it the happy pill. And what that does is it releases the natural hormone that is the love hormone. And guys, I want to be very clear as I share this. I've just heard this over and over and over again. And if I wasn't on the Zoom, I wouldn't even say the names of the different things of what it is. But we have a thing called DOPE. And what that stands for is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So what that means is that when you drink the coffee and you take the happy pill together, it releases all of these happy chemicals naturally, which I love. Now, if you had to tell me, hey, you have to be able to spell all those words to be able to do this, then we're in trouble. But the beautiful part is all I had to do is mix it in a cup, drink it, and I literally felt amazing. So my wife has been dealing with some puffiness in her hands and different things like that. And literally within about 30 minutes of her taking this happy pill, it basically, all the swelling goes down. Now, guys, I'm not a scientist, and I'm not going to try to claim to be. But what I've heard the scientists say is what it does is that this has this supercharged antioxidant that is like one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet. I have no idea what that means, except the fact that it's a really good thing. And the beautiful part about this is that people can Google and figure out what all that stuff means. But this is what I know, that when you take these two together, that you feel amazing. And what we're hearing, and we're going to hear some stories tonight that are going to blow you away. And then it just kept getting better and better and better. Because then they launched this thing called Hempelevate. Now, there's a lot of buzz about CBDs and hemp oils and all these different things. And this is what I do know, is that when I've taken other products similar to this, and I put them in water, the stuff floats. And it doesn't mix, and it doesn't bind with the water. And what that tells me is that because our body is made up of 80% water, I think the body knows how to absorb water better than it knows how to absorb oil. So when you mix this in the water, it literally totally turns into the water, where you don't have to stir it, you don't have to do anything, and it just literally turns into the water. So you can put it in the water or put it under your tongue like Francisco's actually doing right now, and what it does is it goes straight into your cells in your body, and it also complements this. Guys, from inflammation to assisting with pain and aches and arthritis and all kinds of stuff. I want to be very clear. Everything I'm going to share tonight, I'm not going to tell you if you put this in your glass and you're going to be healed and everything, kumbaya, whatever, and we're going to go tell everybody that we just healed the planet, right? But what I will tell you is that all of these products together work synergistically and do some amazing things. And what we're going to do is share a couple stories. But before I do that, I know we have a couple people out there that are probably going, well, I don't really like coffee. And I've heard some fun things, like people actually put the coffee in orange juice and many other things that I've heard. So it doesn't matter if you like it or not, but if you could put it in your body and at least take it and feel amazing, you're going to want to do that. So the company saw that and they said, well, we need to do something about that. So they came up with the chocolate vape. What is that? Everything that's in the coffee in a hot chocolate. And not many people are going to say, well, I don't like coffee or hot chocolate. So we have something for everyone. And guys, we're hearing some amazing things with kids and what's happening with them, because you're probably like, who can take this? Well, the beautiful part about this is everyone can take it. I would, before you try, this, talk to your job, explain to them that you're taking a CBD or hemp thing. I've heard many different conflicting things. Many drug tests look for the actual what is in whatever, so it could possibly pick up on the cheaper test. So I just wanted to clarify that. Talk to your job or talk to your doctor before you go and jump on this. If you have a very strict place, I just want to be clear about that. With that being said, guys, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to call a couple people on. Some of them have no idea I'm even going to call them on, like Francisco. And basically, oh, he's looking at me all crazy. But Francisco, if you could share your story and kind of what's happened for you, because I know you've had some amazing results on the product. Share what you've experienced over here.
Well, experience has been phenomenal. I started this product it's already 3 months ago in the middle of June. And in my case, I was suffering from, I'm overweight. I needed to lose some pounds because my A1C was 8.5. So for you that don't know, that's type 2 diabetes. Also, I was suffering from a tendonitis that happened in my right foot. So when I went to Dallas, I was 80% suffering from pain. A completely shut down pain. The way that I was, every time that I woke up, the pain was incredible. So I started using the dose before getting to convention, and I noticing that my pain stopped dropping little by little. But the first thing that I noticed is that my energy levels were crazy. I was a card magnet. I consider myself another Ninja Turtle because I'm a pizza lover. So the thing is, I stopped eating pizza. I stopped eating carbs. I went into a state that I could go and do a ketogenic diet without suffering. And I lost 12 pounds the first week. So then I lost 40 pounds the first 2 months. And I'm into the point that I went from size 44, 46 on my job's uniform. Now I'm using 38. In just 3 months, guys. It's almost 50 pounds less in 3 months. All my pain from tendonitis went away by using the hemp levate in convention, from convention on, and combine it with the dose. So with the combination of those, with the combination of the hemp levate, all my pains were out. My A1C, I'm on the 21st, I have the meeting with the doctor. He's gonna tell me where my A1C is. But let me tell you, I haven't been using all the medications he prescribes me. So he prescribed me metformin extended release and Flexiga, and I never used them because I didn't need it. I'm using Santomax twice a day and hemp levate twice a day, and it's been awesome with me, guys.
That's awesome. And guys, again, I want to clarify, when you start putting the right stuff in your body starts to correct itself and do all kinds of cool stuff. Again, we're not saying that it heals anything and all that, but again, when you start to lose weight, then your body starts to not need all the other things. And guys, that is a guy story, but we have some amazing ladies out there that have just some incredible results themselves. And what I'm going to do is turn it over to Jennifer Marsh. Jennifer Marsh, can you share with us why you're fired up about what's going on?
Sure, I'd love to. Thanks, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. So I love being able to share because it's stories that just make us aware of how these can really impact people. Several years ago, about 6 years ago now, my story kind of starts for the most part. We had a house fire, and it was that moment that seemed to really catapult my life into a much different stream. When we hit emotional or mental walls and things happen in our life, it can start to add, anxiety, depression, and catapult health issues, which is what happened to me. So I ended up by last fall having weighed the most that I had ever weighed. I wore the biggest clothes I had ever wore. I have PCOS. The diagnosed things that I do have that I was not medicated for are PCOS, fibromyalgia, low functioning thyroid, and I had a hysterectomy a year before that. So I knew if I could get the right stuff in my body, I wouldn't have to take medication. So I wasn't taking medication because I just knew that my body would have a more difficult time combating all of those side effects. So I just was really struggling at the moment. And my anxiety was so bad at the time that if you would have knocked on my door, I would have not answered. I just kind of went in my bathroom. So my friend had shared these with me. I knew of several friends that were using them, and I saw the testimonies were good. I knew that it was worth a try. It was under $100. It was just a coffee and a pill. I was not a coffee drinker, but I was pretty desperate, so I was willing to try it. And fast forward, lots of things they don't say on the back of the package that you're not going to know. In 2 months, I went from, passing up food that normally was probably a stress or emotional reliever for me. I had lost 30 pounds. I hadn't really lost any sizes by that point. But before I started these products, what I did not know is anxiety and weight loss were my goals. But my fibromyalgia was so bad that I was using the chairlift in our house because the stairs were too difficult for me. And I started just kind of going back to normal. Like over time, things started happening and I wasn't looking for results in that. So since December 19th or 17th of last year, I have lost 10 pant sizes, 50 pounds, and a whole lot of things in my life that I didn't know I would get rid of. I did add the Hemplivate. Kevin Thomas, the formulator, had shared with me earlier this spring that this would be a great option for my neuropathy. It's not because of cancer or anything that I have that. It seems to be a family genetic thing. And so the neuropathy this year had gotten pretty bad. I'm happy to say that seems to, keep it at bay. So what I came for and what I've gotten to this point is something completely different with my health, my relationships, and my finances to boot. Who would have thought? So.
That's awesome, Jen. So guys, we could sit on this call and have story after story after story after story. But what I'd like to do is have y'all hear a good friend of mine's story, which is amazing. He's out of Canada and has been on the product now around 8 or 9 months. Shane McCarl, are you out there?
Sure, I'm Chris. Thanks very much for the introduction, guys. Yeah, guys, I have had the pleasure of taking this product now for since December, basically, is when I started taking the product. And a little background on me, about 2 years ago, I took my health back by diving down a ketogenic way of life. And basically, I call myself a body biohacker, just making the body do things that you want it to do. And I kind of became a professional at that through self-taught ways and research. And what ended up happening to me is that people would come to me and wanted to help them do what I did to myself. I lost 46 pounds. I got myself in the best shape of my life. It was an incredible transformation. And people came to me for help. And when I was explaining to people what they needed to do, what I did, they couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. They couldn't restrict their diet. It was just too much of an uphill battle for them. And I'm talking to lots of people, hundreds and hundreds of people. So when I found this opportunity, when I heard what the product was able to do, I jumped all over this product. And it did everything that I was told that it was going to do. It made it so much easier for people to to be able to control what it was that they were putting into their mouths. And believe me, to have full control over what you're putting in your mouth is about 90% of the battle of getting yourself back into the in shape thing. So at that time I was going through a divorce, a 7-year relationship and a divorce. When I was introduced to this product, and I was about a month into this divorce, and I was really quite depressed. I was really bent out of shape about what had happened, and I was in a really low spot. And luckily enough for me, I went through about a month of being in that low spot. And you know, sometimes things come across your plate at the times you never expect them. And when I can remember the day vividly that I took this product for the first time, and I'm like what Chris said earlier, I never drank coffee. I took a sip when I was 15 years old. I'm 46 now, and I don't like the taste of coffee, but I got it in my throat. I did a whole bunch of stuff to make it taste not like coffee. Believe me, this stuff tastes amazing. It tastes like coffee. So I was drinking it that day, guys, and I was driving down the highway, and I was in my low spot. I was literally in a low spot, very depressed, and I wasn't thinking about anything but the state of mind that I was in. And I stopped at a stoplight after about half of a serving of this product in my body. And I can remember at the stoplight, I turned to the left of me, and I was looking at this hotel, and my mind completely changed. My mind changed from sort of a boo-hoo to thinking about goals and dreams and what I wanted in my future. And it was when I noticed that I knew right away there was something very special about this product, very special. And I had to just jump all over telling as many people as I could about this product. It literally changed my life. You know, when you're in a spot like that, where you have a 15-year-old daughter and she recognized that I was in a low spot and you want to get out of it, sometimes you just can't. And this product for me changed my life. It absolutely changed my life. It's hard for me to even go back that far to even remember that low time in my life, but it's there. It's buried behind a bunch of amazing times in my life since December, since taking this product. I've never skipped a day of taking this product. What it does for me is absolutely amazing. What it's doing for other people that I'm introducing it to is absolutely incredible. I can't thank the people who introduced it to me enough about what it did. It does something different for everybody, I can tell you that. My story is my story, and your story will be your story. But and if you haven't taken this product, definitely give it a try. You won't be disappointed, that's for sure.
I'd love to get one more lady story, and I don't know if I should call out somebody that I know has a pretty positive story, but she has no idea I'm going to call her out on this. Amy Turk, would you mind sharing your story? She's like, oh no, what are you doing? Would you mind sharing your story with us real quick? I know that when I talk to you, I see you're doing stuff, cooking in the kitchen and stuff, but if you would, I know you were flat out fired up about what you experienced on the product. Would you mind sharing that real quick?
Yes, don't mind me. I'm like, yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Right on. Oh my God, I have never felt better in all my life. And I always take hold on. I always make sure I take the best supplements out there, right? I mean, I've studied supplements and nutrition and stuff, the next best thing since I was like 14. So it's always been super important for me to not only feed myself good nutrients and supplements, because I know we don't get it from our food. And hi buddy. But with this, I was like, okay, so I ordered it, and I had it from about like 4 months ago, it had to be like 5. So, but the girl never, she was really cool, and she didn't like put me on an auto ship or anything. So I just kind of like forgot. I was taking it every day, and I felt amazing, but I had a lot going on. I mean, our house is up for sale and we have this big beastly puppy, but I was taking it because I was so sick of my kids like getting into coffee. They're almost 18 and 20 like tomorrow and next week. But so I was like, I am so tired of the coffee mess. And they were like getting, just loading it up, like kids do with creamer and sugar and all the crap. So I was like, I'm so done with this. I'm going to try this cool coffee that I can just put a scoop in my cup and put it away, and I can have a nice clean countertop, not this big coffee mess. So I literally like told them, and I threw away the coffee pot and I threw away everything. So my counter looks so nice. And I'm like, you guys are welcome to try this. And I felt really good. I wasn't like really, really paying all that much attention because I did have a lot going on, but I wasn't, I can function with a lot going on just because I've always functioned like that. But so like 2 weeks later, they were like, Mommy, rah, rah, and they're girls, right? So they're like, I'm so tired of getting up and I gotta go to Starbucks and I'm spending all my babysitting money like at Starbucks and I'm getting fat. And I'm like, okay, well, you could have drank my, my cool smart coffee over here, but, and I went one more week, I think, with them like griping at me every day. And I just like caved. So I went and got a Keurig and all the crap that goes on the counter with it. Not that, I love my Keurig, but still. So it was really funny because I just went back, right? And I never like really followed up with the girl. She didn't follow up with me. But she wasn't like bugging me either. So anyway, that was really cool. But so anyway, I ordered it from my friend Maddie, who it was a distributor with me in my previous company. And I was like, dude, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, I didn't want to tell you, blah, blah, blah. And I go, now I'm pissed that you didn't tell me. After I looked at like, you, Chris, and Ricky in the comp plan, and I met Micah, and I was just like, now I can't even believe like this stuff is so great, because I did place an order with her and I got it that day. And my husband has like the gnarliest, most stressful job ever, like serious. And plus he has a little bit of PTSD from going to Afghanistan and Bahrain years ago. But so I gave it to him, and within like less than a day, he was so stoked. He was like, I feel so good. I feel really calm. And he went to work and he was like, what the heck, babe? What was in that coffee that you gave me? And he's like, I can't even, like, we need to order more of this. We need to like not run out of this. And I feel like I can function a lot better. I'm just like a lot more clear-headed and focused. And, his job is, he works at a really busy, two different hospitals in San Diego. So they're both, and he's a CAT scanner. So that is a gnarly job in itself. And the fact that, he's sharing it left and right at work. Like he keeps taking my shareables, and he's gotten rid of more than I have just because he feels so good. Like seriously, it changed our marriage, because I was like, dude, you're anxiety and your just irritation, because when you have a really stressful job, you come home and you bring it home with you, right? He's super cool. Like everybody thinks, oh, surfer dude, laid back, but he does have, once you get to a certain stress level at a job like that, you turn PTSD, like you turn psycho, right? And so he'd come home like just grouchy and super, super tense and irritable. And he has been like a dream since the first day, about a month and a half ago, that we got on this. And he's like, all my kids too. So both of them can study better. Their confidence level they're just like so cool. They're so like my little one, who's little, she's almost 18. She's like, I drank your coffee this morning, Mommy. And I just was like, she's a senior, and she went and she taught. So she was like asking her dance teacher, if she could go teach. And she's like, I know my life's mission now. And I've always poured into my kids, like they're total go-getters and like high achievers. But she was like, I know my mission in life, Mommy. I felt so good and so confident, and blah, blah, blah. And my other one is a second year in community college. And she's like, Mommy, I mean, the angry messages I get from her when we're running out is hilarious because she loves it so much. And she's sharing it with her friends and her teachers and her babysitting mom. So I'm just so grateful for this because it changed literally. Like I was about to kill my husband. Tony knows this and the people that I know, I mean, not literally, but still, you know, when you have a stressful job, it doesn't matter how great your home life is or business or whatever. Like if you're stressed out and PTSD kicks in and anxiety, plus he deals with depression from his dad. I mean, one argument in like a month and a half. So that is just like so monumental for me. I'm so stoked and I'm sharing this product with the world.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, and we can literally sit all night and have story after story after story after story. But what you're going to see, many people got on this call because they said, hey, you know, I got on this because I tried the coffee and I wanted to find out, you know, how do we get paid for sharing the coffee? Well, guys, I have a little secret for you. One, don't change. Number two, don't be weird and don't try to sell. And I'm sharing that with you because when I say don't change, I mean, do we all tell people that, you know, about things that we're fired up about and excited? You hear Amy talking about how her kids are sharing it with people and how her husband, who works at the hospital, is sharing it with people. You notice she didn't say, oh, we're selling it to everyone. See, when we're fired up about something, when we're passionate about something and we share our story, people come to the logical conclusion of, you know, that makes a lot of sense. I think I want to try that myself. And when people try this product, they want it. And in fact, when they run out of it, they get a little crazy, like, I can't run out of my coffee. It's so funny. So with that being, you know, the case, imagine if you could get paid to do what we already know.
There's a lot of people on this, and there's a thing you can raise your hand.
All right. So with that, I lost total track of thought. Imagine getting paid for doing what you're already going to do. And the beautiful part about what we do is we're just literally sharing coffee. So this is the beautiful part about this. You don't have to learn anything. You don't have to go to some seminar to figure out how to share a cup of coffee with somebody. For those of you that are like, you know what? I have a whole lot going on and I'm really busy. I don't have a lot of time. Perfect. This is one of the only companies specifically designed for people that don't have time. Can we all agree no matter how much time you have, you're still drinking your coffee and you still have friends that are going to be drinking coffee? Imagine if you could just share samples, give it to them, and let them put it in their cup. And people are like, well, how do you do it? You put it in a cup, whether it be water or on top of your coffee. And I put it on top of my coffee because I do a cup of coffee that big, and I couldn't imagine it would take like 3 of them to fill that up. So all I'm doing is going out sharing coffee with people. I ask people, hey, have you heard of the happy coffee everyone's talking about? And they're like, no, what is that? Guess what? Now you have permission to share the coffee with them. And that's all we're doing. People are like, well, how do we get paid? We get paid well. When we share it with people and they order, you're going to get paid. And what I love about this is that this creates an income that you can get paid month after month, year after year for all the people that order every single month. So for instance, if you were in real estate or something, you would have to go out to get paid. You have to sell a house. And you only get paid when you sell that house one time, or when they decide to basically move out and go buy another house, then you get paid again. You're always having to find new customers. What I love about this is that every person that drinks this stuff, I wouldn't say most people that drink this are going to want more. And then they're going to be ordering it every single month. So unlike when you're a realtor and you have to keep doing it over and over and over again, you're going to get paid over and over again for the work you already did. What we call that is residual income. See, wealthy people don't work for money. Wealthy people work to create assets that throw off money. The way that I like to look at this, because the way that I've seen it happen for us, is that we started sharing it with some people by sharing our story. We're not explaining all the facts. If you notice, I didn't go into what all the ingredients are. People can look at that on the website. You're going to send them to a website. They can find all the ingredients out on their own. All I do is tell stories. And I tell stories of what happened for me, what happened for my wife, what happened for our kids, what happened for our friends. And we just tell those stories. And what has happened now is it's almost like having a bunch of rental property. Because every month that all these people order, month after month after month, we get paid a residual income. And we're able to leverage ourselves. So now let's act like, you know, not only do you have rental property, but you have other people finding rental property. Because what happens is when you share this with people, they end up saying, you know what, man, this is amazing. And they start sharing it with other people, just like Francisco did, just like, you know, Shane did, and just like Jen and Amy all did. Y'all heard him say, man, I have to tell everybody about this. Like if somebody says, man, Francisco, how you lost 30-something pounds? He's not going to go, I can't tell you. I'm not going to tell you. No, he's going to say, happy coffee. What's happy coffee? And it's really that simple. So what happens is other people start to share it. It's almost like if you were, instead of just a real estate agent, you're a real estate broker. And now you get paid a percentage of all of the agents that you have in your brokerage. So now you've created a residual income, not only off of your own customers, but because other people start sharing it as well. And it's just mind-blowing what happens. So guys, if you can literally make a cup of coffee or hand a cup of coffee to somebody, text them a website, and basically tell your story, you already know what you can, how to do this. Like we don't have to train you on how to do that. So if you can say, have you heard of Happy Coffee? Here's a website, text it to them, and then give them a sample, let them drink it, and then tell your story. You're already trained, as trained as you need to be. And that's what I love about this, is that you can go out there and create success right away. With that being said, guys, that is our business. That's what we do. We share with people over and over and over again. We try not to be weird. We're not going out and trying to sell people on what we do. This is what I'll tell you. Facts tell, stories sell. People do not go to the grocery store based on facts, right? And people don't go to restaurants based on facts. People don't basically pick up a Coke and want to know the facts of what the ingredients are. So we don't have to be weirdos and all of a sudden act like we're scientists and start explaining all this weird stuff to our friends, because they already know you don't know anything about coffee. But what you do know is how it made you feel. And if you can get really good at sharing how it made you feel and sharing other people's stories, that's all you need to be able to do. So guys, you're already trained on how to be a huge success with our company. So now what I would do is I would get with the person and invite you on this call, because we find there's only 3 types of people. You got one type of person is like somebody says, you know what? I'm not into all that. I'm not going to go share it with a bunch of people. I just want to drink the stuff, feel great, and be happy. Well, great. Congratulations. Give it the person and invite you on this call tonight and let them know, hey, I'm a number 1. I just want to I just want some coffee, right? I just want dose. If you're a number 2, you're somebody that says, you know what? It makes sense. I know a few people that might want to do that. And there's a way through sharing it with some people where you can earn and get some free product. You're a number 2 if you want to basically be happy, drink coffee, take dose, and share with a few people. You're a number 2. And a number 3 is somebody that says, you know what? This sounds too good to be true. Like, is it really that easy? Well, what if it was too good to be true and you didn't find out? Or what if it was true and you didn't find out? Well, guys, if you're number 3, you're somebody that says, you know what? This just looks so easy. I'm ready to get rolling. I want to go out and do this thing. Let's do it. Ray Charles could see this bad boy. So you're a number 3. Get with the person and invite you on this call and tell them I'm a 1, I'm a 2, I'm a 3, and get started. Guys, we have different kits based on what it is that you want to do. If you want to build fast, We have kits that you can get a lot of samples where you can sample a lot of people. If you want to build slow, we have smaller kits. So there's a different place for everyone to get started. No matter where you want to get started, you can pick what makes the most sense for you. It's entirely up to you. So guys, the last thing I'm going to say is remember, you don't have to know everything. You can literally put people on a Zoom just like this on Sunday, on Tuesday, on Thursday, and let all these stories do all the work for you. You just have to invite people onto this call. So guys, if you could do the things that we just shared, you can be a huge success with our company. And what if on a part-time basis you did this and you made an extra 30 grand? What if you did better than that? We have many people doing way better than that, just sharing happiness. With that being said, give it to the person that invites you on the call tonight and let them know I'm a 1, a 2, or a 3, and let's get started. Everybody have a great night. I will unmute the call real quick, and everybody can say good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
New York.
Night.
Thank you. Night.
God bless you. Good night.
You.
From New York.
From Tennessee. Good night.
California.
Good night.